What is up, guys? It is the Sanctum squad. We're at locals today. I wasn't actually playing today, I was just watching everyone play, and today I've been watching Martin. He's got like the coolest deck ever. I've not seen anyone else play this deck before, and he just looks insane. He's been getting Nibiru'd left and right, and he's still been ending on like multiple negations. So Martin, do you want to go like, straight into it?
Yeah, hey guys, this is my Stardust Synchron deck profile. I'll just go through it quickly. So mandatory 3 of is Junk Synchron. Junk Synchron is your main starter card. With a level 2 engrave, you can res it on normal summon, and that gets you into your main synchro combo. We play 3 Stardust Synchron. Stardust Synchron's the new card from Dawn of Majesty. He searches the Stardust card on special summon or normal summon, and he can tribute a monster from hand when he's in hand or graveyard to special summon himself. We play 1 Satellite Synchron. Satellite's just for a Garnet for speeder, and well with Cyber Synchron. Cyber Synchron helps us make a specific synchro monster. So those are the Synchrons themselves. For consistency, we play Junk Converter. Junk Converter's brilliant with Junk Synchron because you pitch a tuner, and then you can search Junk Synchron, and being level 2, he also works with Junk Synchron, so you can normal the Junk and then res Converter to make speeder easy. 3 copies of Doppel Warrior. This is just an unbelievable card. You use him for Synchro Material, he gives you tuners. If you res a monster from grave, he special summons himself. You can keep using this effect over and over and over again, so you can create lots of like advantage just by reusing him, and with other cards to like get further advantage. It's just a really good monster that you need to play 3 of. 2 Kaligo Clawcrow. This is just a nice extender if you don't want to risk normal summon Junk Synchron and activating its effect. You can just special summon this dude and get 2 further combos anyway. Later on in the combo, you can just special summon him if you have a dark monster, which this deck plays plenty of. So he's a pretty good extender. You can play 2 or 3, I just play 2. 1 copy of Stardust Trail. Stardust Trail works with Stardust Synchron. She special summons herself from hand or graveyard when you tribute a monster. So with Synchron, she just basically reses herself, and then you get a free token when she's used for a synchro summon. Fire Ant Ascator and 3 Ascator Dawnwalker. You've probably never seen this card. This card special summons itself by discarding another card, so cards we don't care about discarding because they get back from grave anyway. He special summons the then Ant from the deck, and this is just a 1 card level 8 synchro to go into some of the other cards in the extra deck. For some Garnets, we play 1 Omni Dragon Brotor and Converging Wills Dragon. This is the most disputed part of the deck, is whether you play this. I am like a 5Ds fanboy, so I will play this all the time. It just allows you to make the Majestic Shooting Star Dragon, and Brotor can also search Doppel Warrior, who's a great extender, so he's helpful for that. And that's for the monsters. For the spells, we obviously play 3 tuning, searches any Synchron and mills, so that's just brilliant. 3 copies of the new Synchro Overtake. We revealed Junk Warrior from our deck to reveal Junk Synchron, and then we can either add the Junk Synchron to the hand or special summon it from the deck. We can also special summon it from the graveyard if there's any in the graveyard. Because I'm playing the other Stardust card, I do end up playing 3 copies of Stardust Illumination. This effectively just foolishes a Stardust card from your deck, so either Synchron or Trail, depending on what you need, and you can banish it to change the level of a Stardust monster on the field by 1, either increase it or decrease it, so that helps with just making some particular synchro monsters on your board. Really useful effect, I quite like it. Arrive in Light, this is the reason I played the Wish Converging Dragon and the Omni Dragon Brotor. On activation, you stack a Wish Converging Dragon to the top of your deck, and then when you perform a synchro summon, you either draw a card or special summon a tuner monster from your hand. Wish Converging Dragon special summons itself on draw, so it special summons itself, and then it will special summon the Brotor, and Brotor's effect will activate because it's special summoned. This effectively just gives you more materials to play around with, and also is part of the whole reason why we play it, because we want to make Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, who's an incredibly powerful boss monster. This is just an optional like choice I'm trying out today. Is 3 Triple Tactics Talents. Helps break some boards going second and gives you advantage if you need to. You don't need it to play this deck. This could easily be Effect Veiler or something, but I'm just trying it out today because I think it's worthwhile in the space. And if you can get draw multiple cards, and you can get stuff like Doppel Warrior or Stardust Synchron going, and also break boards, it's just a fantastic card either way. And then other one-offs, 1 Call by the Grave, it's Call by the Grave. Monster Reborn, it reses the monster, it's great in this deck. Harpies in case we're forced to go like second and we come against the back row deck. Magical Midbreaker Field, this is to stop like Impim or Veiler, which are really good for shutting the deck down, so this card just says no to those cards, and just great. And then 1 Reinforcement in the army, because most of our deck is Warriors, and that is the main deck. For the extra deck, we're playing 1 Celestial Double Star Shaman. This card reses level 2 non-tuners from the graveyard, so you can recycle your Doppel Warriors again and again and again, and Doppel Warrior's effect isn't once per turn, so you can just keep reusing him for further advantage. 1 Martial Metal Marcher. This is just good to go up to and ladder up, get free draws off Librarian, and res another tuner. So if you need a specific tuner you've already used, he can bring the monster back, and you can make special synchros. Herald. Herald's a great negation, easy to make in this deck, super easy, and just has a nice floodgate effect. Junk Warrior is needed for Synchro Overtake. This is not my ultra, so I'm a bit annoyed, but you know, just see what. TG Hyper Librarian. if you can synchro as many times as you can this deck, which can be your whole extra deck if you know what you're doing and you've got the right cards, you can draw like the rest of the engine pieces like any other singles. Like if you're playing Judgments or whatever, you can just draw into them. Card's incredible. Card is always going to be good in these kind of synchro decks, and to partner him, the main MVP of the deck is Junk Speeder. Junk Speeder is the whole reason the deck is as powerful as it is. Just summon any Synchrons from your deck with different levels, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can just summon Stardust, Junk, Satellite, and Cyber Synchron. Incredible advantage. He has an attack boosting effect as well, but that's not really why if this resolves, you're probably winning that game. Axel Synchron. Axel Synchron's a nice synchro tuner that can excel synchro on your opponent's turn, so you can make some clever plays, but it also mills the con monster to change its level. So if you need a specific level, but you can make a 5, you can just drop him in and then just like send Junk Synchron or Stardust Synchron to change his leveling for what you need. Stardust Charge Warrior, nice draw effects, just a nice card to ladder up to. Dawn Dragster. Dawn Dragster is just another simple negation. It's easy, a little tricky to make, but with Illumination, Trail, and Synchron, that's how we usually make it most of the time. 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, because he's still a great monster. Nice effect negation, we make lots of synchros anyway, so he's easy enough to make. Ace Monster Stardust Dragon. The reason we play Stardust is because he actually is easier to make the Shooting Majestic Star Dragon with Stardust, because you can change his level with Stardust Illumination. And for me, I think it's worth it because it gets 2 attacks, Omni Negation, and it's Stardust Dragon. Like I can't play Synchrons without it. Like it's just a personal choice, but you don't need to play it. You can replace it with Omega if you want to. One of the most crazy synchro cards I've seen in a while, Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler, mill 5, add Light or Dark. Lots of our cards do that. And then he can ladder up into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. You know, if you were playing in Guard Dragon format, you know this card, he's a negation. If he deals battle damage, you can actually resurrect a tuner as well, which is quite handy if you're trying to push for a game and it's a bit of a grind game. But Chaos Ruler can also res himself, so there's lots of ways to get into this card. Last 2 cards, Satellite Warrior. Satellite Warrior is good for clearing boards. He pops a card for every cards on the field, up to the number of Synchro monsters in your graveyard that have Stardust, Synchron, or Warrior in the name. So he also gets 1,000 attack for everyone who pops. Usually, if you have a situation where you've got like a Librarian and Axel, you can do it on your opponent's turn for a nasty setup. And then the big new boss monster is Shooting Majestic Star Dragon. It's an Omni Negate that banishes by taking itself off the field. It gains an additional attack if there's a Stardust monster in the graveyard, like Stardust Dragon. And it's just a big dude. But that is the extra deck. So, basic bare minimum for the Junk Speeder combo. You just need a way to get into Speeder to start off the combo, so we'll go with the bare minimum. Converter discards himself and any tuner to search a Synchron tuner, so we'll use him and Stardust Synchron, discard them, and search out Junk Synchron. Using Junk Synchron, we're now going to normal summon and then activate Junk Synchron's effect. This is a bit transparent as to what you're going to do, and if your opponent's savvy, they will stop the next play, so just be careful if you're doing this in a real game. But for bare minimum, we're going to use these 2 and Synchro summon into Junk Speeder. Junk Speeder is the main point of our combo. Now this is key. I think it's important to remember sequencing. Make sure Junk Speeder is chain link 1 and Junk Converter is chain link 2, because this prevents it from being hit by Ash, which is, you know, a very common hand trap. So Converter will bring back the Junk Synchron. Then with Speeder's effect, we are now going to special summon the other Synchrons from our deck. It doesn't matter, we have a Stardust win in the graveyard. We can just summon another one here and get multiple value. We're going to summon Satellite Synchron and then a copy of Cyber Synchron. So with Stardust Synchron, if you are just playing the Illuminate, you can just search Illuminate, but as we're playing Rival in Light, we're just going to play a Rival in Light.
I just want to say as well that my opinion on this card, if you're playing this deck, you're obviously doing it because you like the deck. Just play the most fun it can be.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I like, is that this deck feels wrong if I'm not playing Stardust Dragon, but that's because I'm a 5Ds fan, so it's like Synchrons and not having Stardust is like, may not be optimal, but it's the way I want to play it. So you play the deck as you want to play it. If you don't want to play it, absolutely no problem. It works just as well. So we're going to add Arrival and Light off Stardust Synchron. Next, we're going to Synchro summon using Junk Synchron and Junk Speeder into, I don't know why someone made it there, Chaos Ruler. Now Chaos Ruler's effect, we're obviously going to mill. Now if we mill something like Doppel Warrior here, this means our combo can go so much further, but let's just assume 5 randoms into the graveyard. Now ideally we want to have, let's just assume for the basic combo that we have some way to access Stardust Trail. Because Stardust Trail is a very handy card, so let's assume we just got Stardust Trail off the mills and the rest of them are just random shit. So, bare minimum. Like, you can still do the combo if you don't have Stardust Trail, it's just for the sake of convenience. So next, we've got Chaos Ruler Vivint, so we're going to take these 2, but first, we're going to activate Arrival in Light. Arrival in Light allows us to stack our deck. with a level 1 dragon from our deck, and it's going to be in the yep, it's in the mill cards. Of course it is. Okay, so let's assume we didn't. It's in the deck. We're going to stack it. So this gets stacked onto the top of the deck. Next, we're going to take Synchron and Chaos Ruler and Synchro Summon into Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This is going to trigger Arrival in Light's other effect, which means when a Synchro monster is special summoned, we either get to special summon a tuner from our hand or draw 1 card. We're going to draw 1 card and special summon Converging Will's Dragon. Converging Will's Dragon is because we also have a dragon on the field, allows us to special summon another level 1 dragon, so we're going to special summon Brotor. And of course with Brotor's effect, we can then discard the random card we have, and then say our Doppel Warrior or anything. So we're just going to pretend that's what we do, but we're not going to use Doppel Warrior for this combo. So bare minimum, we're going to go and use Stardust Synchron and the Brotor to make TG Hyper Librarian. This just allows us to get some additional extra cards in circulation for our Synchro plays. We're then going to tribute the Satellite Synchron for Stardust Synchron, and using Stardust Trail, we can, as a monster attributed, will resurrect Stardust Trail from the graveyard. If you have Doppel in hand, you can then also special summon the Doppel Warrior for the sake of convenience, and we'll be here all day if I do that. We're not going to bother. So I'm going to use these two. I'm going to Synchro Summon the old famous Stardust Dragon. So Stardust Trail is then going to give us an additional token because we used it for the Synchro Summon of a Stardust Dragon. We're also going to get an additional draw of TG Hyper Librarian. Now, the key thing here is that we have a level 1 and a level 1 token and a level 8. So that only gives us a level 10, which isn't enough. This is where Illuminate comes in handy, because we banish Illuminate and we can target Stardust Dragon and make it level 9, which then allows us to go into the new boss monster, Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, TG Hyper Librarian will gain an additional draw. And that is like the bare minimum combo you could do. Like if I'd gone to Doppel, I'd still be able to carry on with plays and stuff. And Arrival in Light is just a card that allows you to enable some other silly stuff. Because if we had another tuner in hand, Arrival in Light will allow me to special summon another tuner, and if I still have Doppel, I can then go further with the play. So depending on what your hand and if you do your sequencing correctly, you can take this deck to some crazy levels. I think the best board I've ever made personally was Abyss, Majestic, Herald, Dawn, and a Crystal Wing, and that was like with the correct extenders off Librarian. Because Librarian can keep drawing you cards if you keep synchro summoning, and there's just lots of crazy combos you can do. But the more you practice, the more knowledge you get about the deck, and the better boards you'll make, and you'll make some boards that will really scare a lot of people. Honestly, it's crazy how powerful this deck is.
Decks like this make the best board you will ever see.
Yeah, and I think my personal favourite is that Synchro is kind of like one of the weaker mechanics in the game now, but this is just, I love this, just having a deck that is all just...
Is it 15 synchros?
Yeah, because you're so hard locked into synchro monsters. Junk Speeder says you cannot summon any other monsters except synchros for the turn, that you just have to end up playing 15 synchro monsters for the deck. And there's no links, no fusions, no Xyz, it's pure synchro, and that's great, I love it.